Good afternoon, hello, welcome to the game, if I remember to turn my camera on. So, very strange thing happening, the strangest thing, yeah, frame rate wars, thanks for reminding me of that, Topper, it's on the to-do list to try and fix. Quips like that are not helping the issue. So, first of all, this is the strangest feeling in the world for me because I haven't got sound, because like a tit I decided to leave my wireless headphone on and not plugged in all the time while I was out at this funeral this morning, came back and the battery's dead. Normally not a problem, I just plug it in, but because I've run out of USB ports on this computer, I've got this little USB extension which doesn't really like the headset. And what that means is whenever I plug it in, it does charge, but if Unity's running, it keeps sort of... I've had to disable the user access control sound because it kept going da-da-dum, da-dum, da-da-dum, like it's constantly being plugged in and unplugged. And the problem in Unity, when Unity's running, it does that. I keep getting a console error and breaking. You might have spotted that in Numberwang. It happened the other day, and it would just be constant. So that means I have only got the sound of my own voice to keep me company here, and you in the chat. I've got no in-game music. You should have in-game music. And if I had been... Well, if I'd had more forethought, I wouldn't have left the bloody thing not being charging all day. But if, I could possibly go and find... In fact, have I got some spare headphones? So I could do it on Apple headphones and look incredibly unprofessional. We'll do that and then I'll charge it later. Let me see if I've got some spare headphones. In fact, you know what? I'm not going to do that because if I do that, then it'll upset Voice Meter. No, I've got the lead to plug it into the USB. I just don't have enough USB ports and the USB extension that I've got isn't working. So it's fine. I will just not have any sound. And I'll just have to work it out and try and remember when the computer is talking and not talk over it. Because, yeah, that's the thing. So that's that. And apologies for the late start and no warm-up game. Obviously, I've got to go pick Dylan up from school in just over an hour, so we need to get underway. So there wasn't really time for a warm-up game. But... additionally, I've just been on the phone with the mortgage advisor. We've had to go. It's all go at the moment. Plug into wall. No, it doesn't have a power socket. It's only got a USB thing, and it's not a powered headset. I could probably plug a speaker in, but then I'm going to get loopback sound, and I've not done a setup. Plug into wall rather than PC. Plug what into wall? Plug what into the wall? My headset doesn't have a plug to plug into the wall, and it doesn't charge in that way. It only charges off USB. Well, I've only got one of those in my room, but I also haven't got a spare plug. These are all the problems that I have. Well, the first world problems I have, not enough things to plug into places and so on. But so it's going to be a little bit unorthodox. I can't hear anything of the music, but hopefully it's not too loud. Now, frame rate. This is one of the worst contenders for frame rates in this game. It says encoding overloaded, and it's saying CPU 6.1%, and frames are now between 30 and 40 FPS, which is less than ideal. It looks a lot less than that, and I don't know what's causing it. So, a couple of things we could do before the game begins is I could plug it into a potato. That would work, Clive. Definitely would work. I might try that. What I could do is start disabling and enabling some objects to see if it affects anything, makes it better. So let's get rid of the dust storm for a start. Has that smoothed out the frame rate at all? Not remotely. What about if I disable... You know what, I'm not going to start dealing with this disabling things now. The one thing I did want to try, though, if you will indulge me just a moment, is... Does the frame rate improve if I set it to capture the window rather than the monitor? And I'm about to try and find that one out. So I'm going to go add... it's not display capture, window capture, let's add Unity window projector for now. Disable it. Now the problem with it is it's going to capture. This is why the reason I don't use this is because it captures. Oh, I've already got that in. It captures the inspector, which obviously you don't want to see. So if I just set this temporarily back to dev stream mode, just as a. Oh, there's my stuff there, and you can see my desktop. Hooray! Because everyone wants to see that. Just out of idle curiosity, let's go to game and let's just maximize that for a minute. And then get rid of game monitor and put window projector source on. Obviously it's the wrong size there, but has the frame rate improved is the question. Because if it has, then this is something I might look into changing and doing it through this rather than through display capture. Is that better? See, that's what I'm getting. So that's what the problem is. Therein lies the problem. That's what I'm seeing all the time, by the way. But when I do monitor capture, it apparently goes really smooth. Now, obviously, that's not ideal because it's not the right size. Let me see if I can adjust this slightly. Also, I can't access the inspector, which is a problem. So let's see what I can do about this. I would have to pull down the inspector onto the other thing. What I'm probably not going to do, actually, because I'm aware that I'm short of time today, I will continue to tweak that and see if I can set up Unity so that it will capture that and I can have the console and the inspector on my other monitor. It must be the refresh rate of the monitor, yeah, I imagine that's probably what it is, G-Isons, that's not a bad shout at all. So for next time, I will try and figure that out. For now, I'm going to put it back into Twitch mode and you'll see the frame rate go down the toilet again. But you see what I mean about it capturing the inspector. You don't want to see that because obviously that's where all my answers and stuff are coming in. So let's get rid of that and put that back on. So it's going to go all janky again now, I'm afraid. But at least I know it is smooth if I capture the window rather than the display. So if I capture the instance of Unity rather than the monitor itself. So I just need to figure out a way of making that fit on the overlays and all the rest of it. So, good technical stuff over and done with. Thank you for bearing with me there. Good afternoon to Big Man Aaron and G-Isons and to Keshi and to Oni, to Cetra and Clive, to Elias and Cyclespace, to Lupine and Topper and AJ and Puzzle Dan and Absu and Toot and Jay White and Riff and David and Colo and Ash. Before you did mess around with anything with the sources, Ben, you did do something which caused the frame rate to jump up. Yes, I changed the source, Ash. I changed it to to capture Unity. Did I? I don't think I did. Did I actually? At what moment was that? Before? What did I? Well, let me put it into. Let's go back to dev stream mode and see what happens there. How's that? Is that smooth or is that still juddery? Honestly, that's the only thing I've done. I'll go and watch the VOD and I'll see if I can figure it out. That's juddery still. Okay. I'll watch the VOD back later on. I don't want to waste... Yeah, that's the same as before. I would expect jitter there because it's still on monitor capture. I'll watch the VOD back and see if I can see what you mean there, Ash. I didn't notice anything. I'm still on monitor capture at the moment. Just as you started talking about switching source, it went all nice. Could come for another time. Could be Puzzle Dan, but I don't want to have to do a stream just to test out. I'm starting to think I might have to do a stream, just a technical stream. Focus on something other than Unity. Okay. I am now focused on Chrome. Oh. So, focus on Unity. Focus on game window. Oh. Oh. That is interesting. Now the problem with this is, yes, a Unity editor. The problem with this then is I need to be focused on Unity to press the buttons. that's the issue with this. I've got to focus on Unity in order to be able to press the buttons. Yeah. I will focus on it as little as possible. Is all I can say. But yeah, getting the overheads down in Unity, I wouldn't know how to do that. So I'm going to have to go back to focus on Unity now. But that is progress. Absolutely progress. When you click on the buttons, think about a different program. That would certainly work, I think, Clive. Guys, I'm not going to waste any more of your time because the day is pressing on and I've got to go in about an hour. So, if you want to come play Bidding War, something to explore in the future, absolutely. We'll have to have a technical dev stream at some point. I look forward to that. But always good to explore these things. Let's open the lobby if you want to play Bidding War. Do open up. I'm going to focus on Chrome so it goes smooth. VTCO is what you need to type in. Remember, I do need at least 22 of you to come and play this game. That is 3 rows plus 1 person. So, yeah, if you're able to come and join the lobby, this is a game I do need a decent number of people in order to actually make it work. If we don't get 21, sorry, which is 21, not 22. If we don't get 21, then I won't be able to start the game. It won't let me. That could be a problem if we don't have that many people. There's 26 watching, so... yeah, that's... we'll see who we go. Broken Hyperlink, welcome to the stream. SLR Catchphrase, welcome to the stream. 7 more, and then we can get going. Hello, hello, hello. Nice to have you here. I can't hear anything today. There is no sound for me today. Working mic. No, that's fine, mate. Don't worry about it. This is the problem with doing Bidding War at Happy Hour. It won't work without 21 players. If we can get to 21, that's good. I mean, I haven't actually, because Colo's proofed this one, so I haven't looked at the question pack, so I kind of could play myself. I mean, I've glanced at the question pack. I'm missing that, I know. I'm missing that 5-second loop cycle space. It's, I miss it terribly. Alternatively, I could put some fake players in, which I'm also happy to do. I mean, if you can play a little bit and then maybe get called away, that's completely fine too. I can populate it with fake players, that's okay. So I'll give you 30 seconds to join. If we don't get the numbers, I'll add some other people who will just be eliminated after, 5 questions. I'll look at those messages in a bit. Okay, well, let me add some fake players. Some fake news players. No. Oh, that's fine, SLR Concentrate. You'll pick it up pretty quick, I'm sure. Right. Juddery frame rate for a few minutes. Let's add... Way to lose to an unanswering fake player, I bet I'll find it. Thank you for the follow. Whoever's just followed there. Sorry, I can't see it at the moment because I haven't got enough monitors. Right, so I need to add 5 more players. Okay, give me a second just to get rid of that. And we'll have... Let's put in me for a start. There we go. Ash, you're technically here, aren't you? I have an idea, Ash. I'm going to put you in the game, and then if you want to jump in and play a few, that's fine. But that seems to make sense since you're physically here. There you go. I can make you join the game. If you can't play, no problem at all. But I figure since you're here, it sort of makes sense. And if you want to jump in and answer a couple of questions at any point, then you're very welcome to do that. Who else is here but not here? David, I think I saw your name in the chat, so I might put you in. Yeah. Ah, there you go. You're joining for us. Well done, David. Who else could come and play? Score? Is Score count here but not here? Who's in the chat? I'm just going for the names of people I know. I don't see any names in the lobby who aren't in, but did not see a score. Well, I'm going to add Score count. He won't mind. He says he won't mind. Send Twitch Whisper. Score count. There he is. Welcome to the game. Score count. Who's here but not here? And one more, and then we can get going. Put 21. Nightbot. Why not? Let's add Nightbot. There we go. Got Nightbot in the game as well. Oh, we'll take Nightbot out since Cola's here. Oh, Cola, you proofed it, didn't you? So, okay, let me take the score count out then. In fact, no, I'll take Nightbot out. Yeah, Cola proofed it, so Cola's not going to win. I think he's just here to make up numbers. But there's 21. And I'm reluctant for anyone else to join, because obviously if anyone else joins, there's someone who actually wants to play might not be able to play, which would be a shame. Right, without any further ado, Coda's not going to play, he's just making up the numbers. Fantastic. Royal Flush. Let's see what happens. Right, let's let the lobby and pick our 21 warriors. and not focus on the window so you can see what this is actually supposed to look like when it goes. Let's see who the 21 Warriors are tonight.
Time to select the 21 Warriors.
Rotation, rotation.
Puzzle Eden. @_bash. Now Cuthatut. Cyclospace. Oni 91_573. Ajanakaya. Cetra 4271. Thilupinem. Elias 5891. Keshai Head. Bigmanarun 1. Royal_flush. Refraccoon. Digital Duff 1D. Topper 1 Gaming. Score count. Clivy off Legend.
Clivy, I know that one.
Sokach phrase. Broken hyperlink. Colloquial. And Jeezons. You are the 21 Warriors. May you find favor in the war to come.
Is the computer done? I hope the computer's done. If the computer's not done, then I'm talking over it. So there you are, our 21 Warriors. Welcome to the game. Did it say Jesus? And Jesus, yeah, so I'll go and what's the VOD for those in using pronunciations later on. Right, welcome to the game. This is a bidding war. Here's round 1.
Round 1. Opening gambits.
So, round 1 is opening gambits. You will face 5 questions. Prior to each question, you'll be shown a category bid from 1 to 3 points, up to a maximum of your current score, and you'll be given 5 points to start you off based on the category. Abstaining from bidding will cause a default bid of 1. 10 seconds to submit your bid. Answer the question correctly and you will be awarded your bid. Incorrectly or fail to submit an answer and you will lose your bid. 20 seconds to submit your answer. If you run out of points, you are eliminated from the game. All bids and answers, as usual, are whispered to Persephone's Twitch bot, and do keep your eye on the chat, because when the question is in the chat, the question is live. So, that's the rule of the game. You see a category, how confident you're feeling, 1, 2 or 3 points. If you run out of points, you are eliminated from the game. But you may carry on the game from the lobby, even after you're eliminated, to accrue as many points as possible, just for funsies. So, on we go. Let's begin the game. Round 1 is opening gambits. So if you're ready to bid, whispering to the bot, 1, 2 or 3, here is the first category.
Start bidding on category 1.
Film. 1, 2, 3.
Film.
Start off relatively straightforward in this opening round, and they get more complicated as the round progresses. Look how smooth it is.
Time.
Oh,
get ready for the question.
So a few 1s there, a couple of 2s. Keshi's gone for a 3. Let's take a look at our first question then. In the 2018 film Peter Rabbit, who voiced the titular character? And once again, a thank you to Carver 7th for providing us with this question. Whisper your answer in to Persephone's Twitch bot.
Time.
And the answer was James Corden. James Corden. Sarkaspace going for Peter Andre. No answer from Cetra. Benedict Cumberbatch from Lupine. Peter Dinklage from Panda. No answer from me or David or Score, because we're actually not here. Clive going for James Corden, unfortunately. It's not much to pass through the computer there, Clive, but I will give you that because we'll see what you mean. Clive of Legend, there you are, and Condone, that should give you the points there, you go. No answer from Broken Hyperlink, Coda going me, and G. Eisen's not answering. That's the end of the first question. Let's go on to question number 2. 1 to 3 on this.
No eliminations.
Oh, no eliminations, first of all. Oh, this is why I need to be able to hear it. On we go, question 2. Category is.
Start bidding on category 2. Fame.
Fame. That's alright, Clive, don't worry about it.
Time. Get ready for the question.
2s and 1s again, a couple of 3s in there, but not many. Maybe just the 1 from Panda. Here's your question. Which American singer, songwriter and actress released an album called The Fame in 2008 and a perfume called Fame in 2012? Do we know?
Time.
And there's your time. Lady Gaga was the answer. Lady Gaga. Beyonce, Pink, no answer. Rihanna, Jennifer Lopez, no answer. Beyonce, no answer. Jennifer Lawrence, no answer, no answer, no answer. And Pink. Lady Gaga was the answer we were after there. Let's see if anyone's been eliminated yet.
No eliminations.
The computer will tell you. It doesn't look like anyone's been eliminated, which is encouraging to see. A few players down to 3. Keshi, I think, in the lead at the moment with 10, as is now cut that out. AJ on 9. On we go then. Category number 3. Take a look at this.
Start bidding on Category 3.
Formula 1.
Formula 1. Time. Get ready for the question.
There's a couple more 3s cropping up here this time. 1 or 2 2s as well, and a few 1s as well. Here's your question. Of the 10 British Formula 1 World Champions, 5 of them have surnames starting with the same letter. Which letter is that? Good question. I like this question. I'm actually going to whisper an answer myself here. Excuse the frame rate a minute.
Time.
Did I get it in time? Did it parse it in time? Oh, it did. I've gone for 8. I got 1. I didn't know that. This is one of the ones I hadn't seen. If I've seen the question in the pack, I won't answer it. That one I hadn't seen. The first one I had. I'm also going to concentrate on hosting rather than playing. H. Turns out H was the right answer. Hooray! Hooray for me. A C, an S, no answer. B, an R, no answer. And S. H was the answer. The only one I could think of was Damon Hill. And Lewis Hamilton, of course. I suppose I should have thought of him first. Good.
No eliminations.
Any eliminations? Doesn't look like it. Even for players who aren't actually with us. So, Toot and I think that's Oni in the lead at the moment on 11. Let's go on to question number 4. What category is?
Start bidding on Category 4.
French.
French. Time. Get ready for the question.
Okay, mixed with bids, 1s, 2s and 3s. Pretty evenly split across the board here. Let's take a look at the question. Tempête is the French word for which weather phenomenon?
Time.
There's time. This is one of the ones I had seen the answer to. Storm is the answer. There were a few variants. Storm, tempest, rainstorm, or thunderstorm. Thunder... Oh, now this is really difficult. I'm going to defer to Colo on this as the proofer of the pack as to what is accepted here. Before I do that, I'm just going to go and Google how it translates. Tempête does translate to storm. Is the literal translation. A violent disturbance in the air causing wind, rain, thunder, etc. A rainstorm or a thunderstorm. So clouds, I'm going to go through the answers and I'll judge them each on their merits. Thunder. I feel like I should accept thunder. Oh, this is really tough. What I'm going to do... Oh... I think there's variants available on this. Storm, tempest, rainstorm. Okay, so storm is the common theme here. If hurricane and tornado translate into something different, then I'm not going to accept them. I'm going to follow my instinct here. English to French, hurricane translates to ouragan, so that's got its own word, so not that. Tornado, tornade. So they have got their own word, so I am not going to accept things that don't come under storm. Thunder is the one I'm thinking maybe of making an exception for, but no, that's come under tonnerre for thunder, whereas tempest does come as tempête. I'm going to stick to my guns on that. It's maybe a little bit flaky. It causes thunder, so shouldn't count. Yeah, tricky one to judge, but I'm going to follow my instinct here. So thunder, no. Flood, no. Hurricane, no. Rain, no. Tornado, rain. Hurricane. David, I'm going to accept that because that's a typo. That's an acceptable typo. I can see what you mean there. Digital David, yes. Hurricane, no. Hurricane, clouds, no, and no. Part of me is thinking maybe hurricane should be accepted, but it does have its own word, uragan, which is, I think, more specific than just thunderstorm or rainstorm, I'm afraid. So that's my ruling. I'm sorry if you don't like it. I hope we can still be friends. Let's see if that's eliminated anybody.
No eliminations.
Not quite. Only a handful of 3 players on 1 at this point. Let's go on to the final question of this round. Take a look at the category.
Start bidding on category 5. Food. Time. Get ready for the question.
Bids in. Again, a mixture of bids, quite a few ones, but a decent number of 3s as well. Let's take a look at the question. Buxton Blue and Danish Blue are types of what foodstuff? Getting on a couple more people here.
Time.
And there's time. They're cheese. Cheese or cheeses is good. No one's from AJ there. He's going for cheesecake. They're not cheesecake, they're just cheese. I'm not going to accept cheesecake. No answer from me or Score or Cola. And well, into the underworld for G Items. It does look like we are going to have hotspot buggered up. Bad luck there, AJ. It does look like we're going to have some summary eliminations, but that is the end of round number 1.
Elias 5891. Score count. Colocula and Jesus. You have been eliminated.
Ah, there we go. No, it's just doing the names. Do you say end of round, or do I need to press the button to do that, computer? It's not doing anything, so let's press the button.
End of round 1.
End of round 1. Right. Well, there we go. End of the round, and we have lost 4 players in this war. We're down to just 17. Sacrilege on a Thursday morning by Jesus. Jesus is eliminated. But yeah, bad luck, Giazans. But I do hope you do continue from the lobby. You may continue playing the game. So, 17 players remain, somehow including me, because I answered that one question. I'll get eliminated on the next one. I must be eliminated before round 3, otherwise it's going to make it very unfair. For now, let's go on to round number 2 and take a look at the rules.
Round 2. Top Gun.
Round 2 is called Top Gun. You'll face 10 questions. Prior to each question, you'll be shown a category bid from 1 point to the upper range, up to a maximum of your current score based on the category. The upper range starts at 5 and increases by 1 every question. Abstaining from bidding will cause a default bid of 1. 10 seconds to submit your bid. Exclamation mark in front of that lupine to get score and rank. Answer the question correctly and you will be awarded your bid. Answer incorrectly or fail to submit an answer and you lose your bid. And again, 20 seconds to get the answer into the computer. Additionally, the fastest high bidder to answer correctly will obtain passage to round 3. If the fastest high bidder has already obtained passage, passage will be granted to the next fastest player. High bids take priority over speed when ordering, so the higher you bid, the more likely you are to get through, but also the more points you are putting at risk. After a while, when players have already obtained passage, if you've got fewer points, then you may not have to bid the maximum. Early on, it's more likely if you bid the maximum, you're going to be more likely to get through if you get it right. But later on, not necessarily the case. At the end of the round, 10 of you, maximum, will go through. If you don't obtain passage by the end of question 10, then you will be eliminated from the game. Okay, so that's Top Gun. The rest of the rules are the same. Let's go to the first category. Frame rate, frame rate, frame rate, frame rate. So, fingers on buzzers, bidding from 1 to 5 on this first category, which is...
Start bidding on category 1.
Economics.
Economics.
Hello, Zeus. Welcome to the stream. Lovely to have you here. Hope you're well. 1 to 5 on economics.
Time. Get ready for the question.
Few 1s, couple of 2s. Clive with the high bid of 4 here. Interesting to see. So if Clive gets it right, Clive is going through. Let's have a look at the question. Income tax was first levied in the UK in 1799 to cover the cost of war against which foreign revolutionary leader and military commander? Income tax was first levied in the UK in 1799 to cover the cost of war against which foreign revolutionary leader and military commander?
Time.
There's time. Really should have read a bit more of the question, I think. No, absolutely the right answer there, Clive. Napoleon was the answer. Some guy named Keith. Not the answer, I'm afraid, Puzzle Dan. AJ and Cetra abstaining. Keshi going for Mao. No answer from me, so I'm going out on the next question. Topper going for Mark's. Catchphrase going for Churchill. A little bit before Churchill's time. I don't know, I ain't a history. So wrong answer there from Broken Hyperlink. Let's see who's going through and who's going home.
No eliminations.
No eliminations.
Passage has been granted to Clivy off Legend, with a bid of 4 and a response time of
Clive, very fast answer,
6.65
and
seconds.
with the highest bid of 4 points there, getting 8 points in total, and is through. But a word of warning, you can still be eliminated at this point, even if you've gotten Passage, if you run out of points. So don't just ignore the rest of the game. Make sure you do keep answering questions and keep bidding. Oni looks like he's in the lead at the moment with 19 points. A very good score, but has still got to get Passage before the end of the round. Let's go on to category 2. Take a look at this.
Start bidding on category 2.
Egyptology.
Egyptology.
Sorry if I'm repeating the computer. The computer sets a category, but not the question.
Time.
And because I've got Keshi's request
Get
here, I'm going to
ready
read
for
this in
the
the voice of
question.
Alan Rickman, because I haven't completed that yet. I said I was going to last time Keshi was here, and didn't, but I'm going to do this. This is for you, Keshi. Which Egyptian god, brother and husband of Isis, was both the god of the dead and of fertility? Which Egyptian god, brother and husband of Isis, was both the god of the dead and of fertility, and could bewitch the mind and ensnare the senses?
Time.
There you go. Osiris was the answer we were after, not Anubis. Anubis was the god of the dead, but I don't believe that was the god of fertility. Brother and husband of Isis. Anubis, I don't believe, was the brother and god of Isis. Let's just double check that, because a lot of people have said that. Ancient Egyptian god of the dead, represented by a jackal, or the figure of... Yes, we all know that about Anubis. Was he the brother and husband of Lord of the Dead, later overshadowed by Osiris? Let's just look. Anubis brother. I have a feeling Anubis and Horus were brothers. The half-brother of Horus. Their father is Osiris. Isis is the mother of Horus. And, yeah, so Anubis was the child, not the partner. So the question was robust enough there to be valid based on the information that's been... Yes, as Panda saying, Anubis was Osiris' son, I believe, not married, so the question was good there. Anubis is not a right answer. Neo, I don't know. Anubis, Horus, Anubis, Hades, Odin, Horus, and I don't know, I'm afraid. So just a few correct answers there, getting the right answer of Osiris, Big Man Aaron, AJ, and Cycle Space. Let's find out who's going through and who's going home.
Royal_Flush and catchphrase. You have been eliminated.
It's just me going out. Oh no, me
Passage
and...
has been granted to
someone else.
Ajay Nakaya
AJ
with a bid
was,
of 5 and a
Passage
response
there, with a bid
time
of
of
5.
13.46 seconds.
Who else went out there? Was that SLR catchphrase? Bad luck, SLR catchphrase. But do continue to play along from the lobby if you would like. Or was it Panda who went there? It was catchphrase. Do continue to play along in the lobby game. How'd it go? You had a good go, absolutely. Oh, you went out in round 1, did you, Panda? Fair enough. On we go. Question number 3. Bids from 1 to 7. Take a look at this.
Start bidding on category 3. English.
Is the language or the people? Or Johnny?
Time. Get ready for the question.
Okay, bids are in. Riff Raccoon has gone for 7. Let's take a look. The word that was first coined in which alliterative Shakespearean comedy? Honorificabilitudinitatibus. Honorificabilitudinitatibus. Something like that.
Time.
Tricky question. Tricky question. Oh, lots of people getting it right though. Love's Labours Lost was the right answer. Puzzle Dango of the Comedy of Errors. Cyclespace Merchant of Venice. Measure for Measure from Oni. Nothing from Cetra. Measure from Lupine. Nothing from Riff. MND from David. F from Topper. much to do about nothing. All the wrong answers. Well done if you gave me loves, labours lost. Let's find out who's going through and who's going home.
Cetra 4271 and
Cetra
Topper 1 Gaming.
and
You have been
Person there
eliminated.
who I didn't see. Ash.
Passage
with a
has
bit of
been
5
granted
and a
to
response
at
time of
underscore
8.3
bash
seconds.
with a bid of
Is
5 and a
given
response
passage to
time of
round 3. Very well played,
8.32
Ash.
seconds.
Topper dead. Normally the computer says, but for whatever reason I don't debug that in the log. Check the farm request. I'll be sure to do that, Ash. Yeah, that was a long word. Slightly caught me off guard. Let me mark that as complete now that I've given Keshi his Alan Rickman voice. So 3 players have gotten passage. Let's see who the 4th is going to be. Bid from 1 to 8. Here is the category.
Start bidding on category 4. Electronics.
Electronics.
Time. Get ready for the question.
Keshi going for a full 8 here. Still hasn't gotten passage, so advantage is going to be with him if he can get it right. The SI-derived unit of electric charge is named after which French physicist? The SI-derived unit of electric charge is named after which French physicist? So a few people are all in on this question, must be said. I've got Coulomb, Charles Augustin de Coulomb. Coulomb? Let me just go through. Joule is not the right answer. I think we're puzzled down what will be leaving us. Alessandro Volta was Italian, I believe. Oni, I'm not quite sure why that hasn't condoned that. That looks right to me. I can see what you mean. So Oni, yes, you can have that. Coulomb. No answer from AJ. Volta was the wrong answer. Ampere from Keshi had Coulomb. Ampere, Voltaire, and Ampere. Mixture of answers there. Let's find out who's going through and who is going home.
Puzzle Eden,
We have got eliminations.
Rifraccoon, and Broken
Puzzle Dan.
Hyperlink. You have been eliminated.
Rifraccoon, Broken Hyperlink.
Passage
and
has been
Lupine.
granted to Oni 91
being
underscore
summarily
573 with a bid of
And
5
it's
and
Oni
a
has got
response
passage.
time of
Very well played.
6.8 seconds.
Nice, Oni. First ever round 3. Very well played. Well, that's 4 of you have gotten passage now. 6 spots remain. There are actually only 5 players, so we're not going to get through all the questions in this round. Oh, no, we do. We do go through all 10 questions in this round, and you've got to fight through to the end. Let's find out what happens as we get to the midpoint. Question number 5, bidding from 1 to 9. Take a look.
Start bidding on category 5.
That's
Entertainment.
Entertainment.
Time. Get ready for the question.
Jam, I think. AJ with a big bid of 9 here. A few lower bids. Keshi 7, the highest bid I think of the players without passage. Let's have a look at the question. What 1990 series of space combat games that spawned a film adaptation in 1999 shares its name with the senior rank in the Royal Air Force? What 1990 series of space combat games that spawned a film adaptation in 1999 shares its name with a senior rank in the Royal Air Force? Wing Commander is the right answer. Space Invader. Imagine there be a rank in the Air Force called Space Invader. Elite, not the right answer. No answer from AJ. Commander is not quite close enough, I'm afraid, David. It did need to be Wing Commander. Flight Deck, also not the right answer, but well done to Big Man Aaron, Keshi Head, and Tutu all got that one right. Let's find out who's going through and who's going home.
Clivy off Legend. You have been eliminated.
Clive, my darling.
Passage has been granted to Keshi Head with a bid of 7 and a response time of 11.33 seconds.
So Clive becomes the second player to have earned passage and to have gone out with passage. Very bad luck. But it does mean that now there are 4 players have gained passage and 4 could still earn it before the end of the round. There are 5 more questions. At the midpoint it is traditional to go take a look at the leaderboard. You're in the lobby and see where the standings are. Toot's actually in front in terms of points on 19, Oni's on 18, Big Man Aaron 16, Keshi 14, Ash on 12. Bit of a gap then down to Cycle Space and David on 3, AJ's got 2, Panda and Lupine on 1, Clive breaking even at the moment. Broken Hyperlink -1, Puzzle Dan -1, Riff -1, Cetra -2, Topper -2, somehow I'm on -3, Catchphrase on -3, G. Eisens and Coda and Score all on -5. So do keep playing. If you are on negative scores, then you can only bid the minimum, but you can still bid, so it might be worth doing. Let's go on. Question number 6. Anything from 1 to 10. Take a look at the category.
Start bidding on category 6.
Let's have a crack. Yeah, that's fair,
Engineering.
come on. Engineering. Earrings for engines. Yeah, Paul Daniels joke.
Time. Get ready for the question.
221, 12121. Very low bids here. Toot and Big Man Aaron looking for passage. Let's have a look at the question. What branch of engineering related to the building of roads, bridges and sewers is also a synonym for polite? What branch of engineering related to the building of roads, bridges and sewers is also a synonym for polite?
Time.
Civil engineering. Streetology from Big Bad Aaron. Good guess as any. Asking for infrastructure. Yes, you're being very infrastructure with me today, Ash. It's always nice. I appreciate it when people are infrastructure. Civil was the answer we were looking for. Let's find out who's going through and who's going home.
Ajay Nakaya, you have been eliminated.
AJ.
Passage has
That's the
been
second player
granted to
to go out
Nalkathatut
with passage.
with a bid of 2 and a response
Nice time
time of
from
7.69 seconds.
Becomes the 5th player to earn passage. 6th player, in fact, because Clive and AJ have also earned passage, but then run out of points. So David, Big Man Aaron and Cycle Space, there is enough room for all of you if you can get there. Let's go on to the next question. Bidding from 1 to 11, here is the category.
Start bidding on category 7.
Esports.
Esports.
Esports. That's how a Yorkshireman talks about the football.
Time.
Esports.
Get ready for
Sorry,
the
I can't do Yorkshire
question.
accent. Apologies to anyone from the north. Let's take a look at the question. For esports. The Capcom Cup is an annual esports tournament focused on which series of fighting games? Apologies for that typo. The O and the P are next to each other. In fact, this is one of the questions that I did see when proofing it, and I actually saw that typo and then obviously didn't correct it. My bad. That one's on me. The Capcom Cup.
Time.
And there's time. Street Fighter was the answer, and 3 of you getting it and 4 of you not. Fortnite, 2 go for Mortal Kombat, Ash not getting an answer in time. Street Fighter was the answer, and of the 3 players who got it right, all 3 have already got passage, so nobody is getting passage on this question. Is anyone going home?
No eliminations. Passage has not been granted to any
I haven't
player.
had that for a while. No eliminations, and yeah, Capcom was the in. Oh, don't worry about it, Kuro. I missed it too. Yes, so not had that for a while. Nobody being eliminated, but nobody getting passage either. How many questions are there? 8, 9, and 10. 3 to go. So Cycle Space, Big Man Aaron, and David, you can still all get through. It is possible, but let's find out if you can do it on this next question. Take a look at the category.
Start bidding on category 8.
Australia.
Australia. Time. Get ready for the question.
So it's going for 5. Cycle Space for 1. David for 1. Big Man Aaron's going for 3. So advantage for Big Man Aaron if he can find the right answer. Here's your question. Which island and Australian territory 1,400 kilometres northwest of the mainland is named after a Christian festival? Which island on Australian territory 1,400 kilometres north of the mainland is named after a Christian festival? I think Ash may have been called away for work stuff. Possibly.
Time.
Because he bid on the last question and then didn't answer. It's Christmas Island. It's not Easter Island. It's Christmas Island. It's the one we're up there. There is an Easter Island, but I don't believe it is there. David and Toot going the wrong direction. I'm just going to check where Easter Island is. Oh, it's in Chile. It's, yeah, other side of the world. It's got the heads there. The heads of Easter Island. The Easter Island heads. Yeah, off the coast of Chile, as Oni is saying there as well. Christmas was the correct answer. Let's find out who's going through and who's going home.
No eliminations.
No eliminations.
Passage has been granted to Big Man Aaron 1 with a bid of 3 and a response time
Big
of
Man Aaron, very well done. You are
9.63
through
seconds.
to the next round with 2 questions to go. David and Cycle Space, can you book your place into the 3rd round? You must get one of these right and you must have a higher bid than the other player or them get it wrong. Here we go. Question number 9. Take a look at this category.
Start bidding on category 9.
It's art.
Art.
Art. Bids in 1 to 13 is the range.
Time. Get ready for the question.
Wow, 2 having a big risk with 10. Cyclespace and David have both bid 1, so it's whoever gets it right, and if they both get it right, it's whoever gets it right fastest. Here's the question. Which 17th century Dutch artist painted works including the Milkmaid, the Astronomer, and the Lace Maker? Which 17th century Dutch artist painted works including the Milkmaid, the Astronomer, and the Lace Maker? Johannes Vermeer was the correct answer. Van Gogh, Rembrandt, Klimt, Van Eyck, and Rembrandt. Okay, a lot of Dutch artists between you, but unfortunately only 2 getting the right answer who's already got passage, which means Cyclespace and David, you can't both get through. Only one of you can, and possibly neither of you. Let's see who's going through and who's going home.
No eliminations. Passage has not been granted to any player.
No elimination, but also no passage being granted. Thought Vermeer might be too recent. No, Vermeer's really old. Vermeer's like 17th century, I think. There's a really good documentary made by Penn and Teller called Tim's Vermeer. It's worth watching, actually. Right, final question. Bid ranges 1 to 14. The very best of luck. Take a look at this category.
Start bidding on category 10.
It's animals.
Animals. Time.
Cyclespace and David, you've
Get
got to give me a
ready for the
correct answer if
question.
one of you wants passage. Cyclespace going all in. Knows that's the logical thing to do at this point if you know you're going out without the question. Anyway, here's the question. An ultramarine flycatcher is what kind of animal? An ultramarine flycatcher is what kind of animal? David has answered. If he's correct, that is good. If Cyclespace doesn't answer, if Cyclespace does answer and he is correct, he will take priority because he's got the higher bid.
Time.
There's your time. The answer is a bird. Oh, and they've both gone the wrong way. Bat and spider, respectively. Keshi going for amphibian, and Ash not getting an answer. No, it's simple as that. It is a bird. The ultramarine flycatcher. So there we go. So nobody getting passage again. It's quite unusual for no players to get passage that late stage, this late stage in the game. But that's the way it goes. It means you've only got 5 people going through to the final, and it does mean, I'm afraid, David and Cyclespace, your war is over.
Cyclespace and Digitalduf 1D, you have been eliminated. Passage has not been granted to any player.
Do I need to press the button again, computer, or do you end automatically? I need to press the button again, don't I?
End of round 2.
There we go. And so, at the end of round 2, Ash, now cut that out, Oni, Keshi, and Big Man Aaron are all through to round 3. We're not going to have a full round 3. There's normally up to 8 questions in round 3. Here we will see a maximum of 3 questions for reasons that will become clear in just a minute. Let's just go take a peep at the leaderboard. Toot's actually ahead on points at the moment, 30. Panda managed to get back up to 24. So do keep playing in that lobby game because I may give out some extra pennies anyway. Oni also with 24. Big Man Aaron with 14. Keshi 13. Ash on 3. Lupine 2. Riff on 1. Cetra on 1. Cyclespace David breaking even. Clive and Topper -3, AJ -4, Broken Hyperlink -4, Catchface -4, Puzzle Dan -6. I'm on -8. G Eisens, Colo and Score, who are here but not here, on -10. So 2 more rounds to go, and round 3 is going to be short. It might be as short as 1 question, could be as long as 3. Let's find out how to play.
Round 3. Survival of the fittest.
So round 3 is survival of the fittest. You will face up to 8 questions. Prior to each question, you will be shown a category, bid from 5 points up to your current score based on the category, so you can wager all your points if you like. Abstaining from bidding will cause a default bid of 5. This applies in the lobby game as well. 10 seconds to submit your bid as before. Answer the question correctly and you will be awarded your bid. Answer incorrectly or fail to submit an answer and you will lose your bid. You have 20 seconds to submit your answer as ever. At the end of each question, not at the end of the round, but at the end of each question, the player or players with the lowest score will be eliminated. Play continues until only 2 players remain. So, it's pretty fast paced in this one. It could be over before you know it, and we need to have 2. If we don't have 2, then it breaks the game because I haven't put that condition in yet. So hopefully we will have more than 2. I do need to make a fix for that, or have exactly 2 by the time we get there. Round 3, survival of the fittest. Ash is in danger at the moment on a score of 3. You can bid anything from 5 up to your current score. Best of luck. Here is the first category.
Start bidding on category 1.
Anagram.
Anagrams.
Get your bids in.
Time. Get ready for the question.
3, 6, 5, 6 and 5 bidding deliberately low here. Let's take a look at this question. Which famous monument is built to stay free? Built to stay free. Oh, Ash is back with us. And there's an answer from all of our remaining hot seat players.
Time.
It is a Statue of Liberty. Everybody who answered that correctly. Ash, unfortunately, not able to do enough. I think being away at the end of the last round may have caused a loss of points there. So let's find out. I think it's fairly obvious whose war is over.
With
How
a
am I
score
doing?
of 6
You're back. How are you
at
doing?
_bash, you have been eliminated.
Work got out of the way. I figured it might have done, Ash. I'm afraid your war is over. But thank you for playing. You still got some decent smile points in the top row, so if you want to keep playing from the lobby, you can do that. Keshi and Big Man Aaron, you're both on 19. So obviously the strategy here is to both of you bid the maximum, possibly. Or maybe not. Both of you bid the lowest amount, because if one of you gets it right, one of you... Oh, it's this conundrum. So if one of you bids the minimum and one of you bids the maximum, but the person who bid the minimum gets it right and the person who bid the maximum gets it wrong, and it's... It's all... there's a theory for this, a game of brinkmanship, possibly. We have often eliminated you until you could watch yourself. Yeah, it sounds about it. It wasn't exactly how it was planned. It just sort of turned out that way. Anyway, let's take a look at the category. You decide how you're going to play it and let me influence you.
Start bidding on category 2.
It's archaeology. Archaeology.
Time.
Big Man Aaron just sneaking
Get
in a
ready
bit there,
for
I
the
think.
question.
6, 5, 5 and 5. We've all gone low here. Could have some double eliminations here. Could be very interesting. Let's take a look at the question. The archaeologist Howard Carter famously discovered the largely intact tomb of which Egyptian king in 1922? The archaeologist Howard Carter famously discovered the largely intact tomb of which Egyptian king in 1922?
Time.
Yes, if we could keep spoilers out of the chat until the answer's been revealed, even if they're phonetic spoilers. Thebo, welcome to the stream. Nice to have you here. That's sort of a house rule that we have. Tutankhamun was the answer, all 4 players getting the correct answer. It does mean that because Keshi and Big Man Aaron were tying and they both bid the minimum, that does mean that they're both going to be eliminated. If either of you had bid 1 more point, you would have survived, but that's the way this game goes. I'm afraid, Keshi and Big Man Aaron, your war is over.
With a score of 24, Keshi head and Big Man Aaron 1, you have been eliminated. End of round 3.
Yeah, if I only got it wrong, that might have broken everything. Would it? No, because unless they'd all had the same score. And just like that, that is the end of round 3. After just 2 questions, we are left with only 2 players. And now cut that out, and Oni, very well done. You are through to the final. Let's just go take a look at the points on the board. Panda's actually in front with 55. So I might normally I give a lobby reward to players who aren't playing in the hot seat game. But here, if it is a player that isn't in the final, i.e. if it's Panda who finishes on top, I will give the lobby penny to the winner of that. Toot on 42, Oni 34, Big Man Aaron 24, Keshi 24, Ash back up to 14, Lupine's on 12, Riff 11, Setral 1, Cycle Space 0, Clive -3, Topper -3, David -10, AJ -14, Broken Hyperlink -14, Catchphrase -14, Puzzle Dan -16, I'm on -18, G. Eisen's score, and Colo on -20. So, nice to see we've got 2 in the final. Always good when a plan comes together. Enjoy the frame rate. So, I've said so twice now. I've started the same thing twice. I'm going to stop doing that. Toot and Oni. It's going to be head-to-head for you two. Let's go to the final round. So... Toot, and I've got to stop saying so to start sentences off. I sound like Vernon Dursley from Harry Potter. We're going to be finished in time for me to go pick up Dylan, which is great. Toot and Oni is between you two. The final is called Domination. Let's explain the rules.
Round 4. Domination.
So the array will shows 21 lit circles. The player who was ahead at the conclusion of round 3 is 11, the runner-up has 10. So Toot, you've got the slight advantage for being in the lead at the end of the main body of the game. You'll face up to 10 questions. Prior to each question, you'll be shown a category bid from 1 to 3 points based on the category as before. Answer the question correctly and the array will swing in your favour. The amount of points you bid, answer incorrectly or fail to submit an answer, and the array will swing in your opponent's favour. The amount of points you bid. Both players' answers and bids are taken into consideration, so you get a maximum swing per question of 6. 20 seconds to submit your answer as before. And likewise, lobby, you're also playing in this game. Whichever player manages to swing the array entirely to their colour wins the game. If no winner has emerged after 10 questions, the player with the most lit circles is the winner. And as ever, whisper them to the bot. If you're playing in the lobby, you have 5 seconds after the second player has bid to get your bids in, and 5 seconds after the second player answers to get your answer. So it's a little bit of a race. If they're slow answering, then it will be 20 seconds. The timer is only auditory in this round, so I'm going to have fun. I'm just going to have to watch to see when the players have answered, because of course I've got no sound this week. Best of luck to you both. Round 4 is domination. Toot and Oni, I think I've got to press the button one more time. Here's your first category.
The category is songs.
Songs. Toot's bid. Oni's bid. Couple of seconds in the lobby.
Bidding concluded.
Toot on the defensive with 2, Oni on the attack with 3. Here's your question on songs. The Lazy Song was a 2011 UK #1 for which American singer? Oni's answered. Toot has answered. 5 seconds in the lobby game.
Time.
Bruno Mars is the right answer. Oni, who was on the back foot, has now taken an advantage because that's a swing of 1 in Oni's favour. You've both got it right. 3 minus 2 is 1. I think that's how maths works. Well played. Bruno Mars is the right answer. So Oni now with the advantage.
The category is science.
Science. Oni's in. Toot's in.
Bidding concluded.
Bidding pattern is reversed.
Get
Toot
ready
now
for
3,
the question.
Oni for 2. Here's the question. What type of electromagnetic radiation has the shortest wavelength?
15 seconds.
What type of electromagnetic radiation has the shortest
10
wavelength?
seconds.
Toot is in.
5 seconds.
5 seconds, Oni. And there's an answer from Oni.
Time.
It's gamma. Gamma radiation or gamma ray would have been the correct answer. Ultraviolet, I'm afraid, is not the right answer. I think I got this wrong previous, so hoping I remember. Wrong end of the stick. Literally, Oni, I'm afraid that is the wrong end of the stick. 2. That's good for gamma, but unfortunately ultraviolet is wrong, which means a swing of 5 in Toot's favour. Your luck can change just that quickly in this game.
The category is Spain.
Next category is Spain. Right direction, but not the extreme, Ohei is saying. Toot's bid, Oni's bid.
Bidding concluded.
Back to how we started,
ready
Oni
for
for
the
3,
question.
Toot for 2. Here's your question. Artist Pablo Picasso was born in 1881 in which city?
15
located
seconds.
on the Costa del Sol in the south of Spain?
10 seconds.
Artist Pablo Picasso was born in 1881.
5 seconds.
5 seconds. In which city located on the Costa del Sol in the south of Spain?
Time.
Malaga was the answer. I would not sure if Malaga is actually a city. I always thought it was a town. You've got Fuengirola just up the road from Malaga, which I think is a city. It's got a zoo anyway. If anything's going to have a zoo, surely that's a city. Malaga, though, is the correct answer. That is going to be a swing of 1 in Oni's favour. On to the next category. Oni
The
clawing it
category
back,
is
advantage to
sociology.
Toot. Category is sociology. Both players bidding very quickly here.
Bidding concluded.
2 going for 3, Oni
Get
just going
ready
for
for the
1.
question.
Here's your question. Which French philosopher, born in Montpellier in 1798,
15
is often known as the
seconds.
founder or father of sociology? Toot answering
10
very, very
seconds.
quickly there. Only not a million miles behind. 5 seconds in the lobby.
Time.
Comte or Auguste Comte. Comte is the correct answer. Only going for Voltaire there, so not the right answer. And with Toot bidding 3 and only bidding 1 and getting it wrong, that is a swing of 4 in Toot's favour. Only now with only
The category
3
is
circles
soccer.
left as we come to category 5, which is soccer. Only's bid. Toot is bid.
Bidding
Burst
concluded.
for fortune here. Anticipated that
Get
might be the
ready
case.
for
Only
the
now on the
question.
attack, 2 on the defensive. Could be over on this question. Which US soccer club, part of the Western Conference, has the
15
most
seconds.
MLS Cup wins with 5? Both players answering very quickly.
Time.
LA Galaxy is the right answer. Very, very well played to both players. Both getting the correct answer, though. Only with the higher bid is going to get the advantage, and that is going to be a swing of 2 in Oni's favour. Back up to 5.
The category
Question
is
in category
television.
6 is television. Literally the only one I know. I think I'll probably agree with you there too. Television, how are you going to bid? Both players bidding practically simultaneously there.
Bidding
And both
concluded.
bidding simultaneously too. We
Get
could have a
ready for
deadlock
the
on this
question.
question. Can't end the game on this question. Which TV show, first broadcast in the UK in 1979 with a US
15
version in
seconds.
1997, involves people bringing in possessions to be evaluated for authenticity, interest, and for an approximate valuation?
Time.
Antiques Roadshow is the correct answer. Both players getting the correct answer. Very well done. And it's deadlock. Only still on the back foot.
The category
4
is
questions
tennis.
to go. Category is tennis. Toots in. Oni's in.
Bidding concluded.
Only on the attack
Get
here,
ready
bidding
for
2.
the
Toot
question.
just bidding the 1. Let's see how the question falls. Which bread and meat foodstuff shares its name with a shot in
15
tennis where you hit the
seconds.
ball backwards between your legs? Which bread
10
and meat
seconds.
foodstuff shares its name with a shot in tennis? Both players have bid where you hit the ball backwards between your legs.
Time.
Not a sandwich. I mean, arguably it's a sandwich. Hot dog was the answer. I didn't know that. That's a really lovely little bit of trivia. Today I learned... Me too, Zeus. Me too. Is a hot dog a sandwich? That's a good question. Is a hot dog a sandwich? Because a sausage sandwich is a sandwich. How's a hot dog any different from that? I'll let you ponder that. Sandwich is not the right answer, but only bidding 2 and Toot bidding 1 means even though you were both wrong, Toot is going to get a swing of 1 in his favour. Because the difference there is 1. So, Toot, that's an advantage to you there. Both wrong. Only's down to 4.
The category
3
is
questions
travel.
to go. Category 8 is travel. Both players bidding.
Bidding concluded.
And again, Only's got to go on the
Get
offensive
ready
here.
for the
3
question.
to Toot's 2's got to hope to get it right, and that Toot gets it wrong. At 776 square
15
kilometres, King
seconds.
Fahd International Airport is the largest airport in the world by area and is located
10
in
seconds.
which country? Only's in. Toot's in.
Time.
Saudi Arabia is the answer. Only's gone for UAE, United Arab Emirates. I don't think, I am going to check this because my geography of the Middle East is sketchy at best. I don't think UAE is the United Arab Emirates. I think they're different countries. Yeah, country and they're both coming up as completely separate Wikipedia articles. So that means it is all over. With Toot bidding 2 and getting it right, Only bidding 3 and getting it wrong. That is a swing of 5, a second swing of 5 in Toot's favour. And it does mean that Toot, you have won the war. Incidentally, that's what that cutscene is supposed to look like, nice and smooth there. Yeah, some tricky questions in there, bad luck with the tennis, absolutely, but putting up a really good fight there, and you did make Toot earn that very much, but as we all know, Toot is a trove of knowledge. I haven't given you any war pennies, so let me give you a bidding war penny now, everybody. We'll do that. So in fact, claim your pennies first, and then I'll set the rewards up. I'll give you till the count of 5 to do that. And look at that, we finished just in time for me to go and do the school run. Perfect. 5, 4. Hello, David. Welcome to the stream. I don't know when you arrived, but I've just seen your name on the chat tracker. Welcome, if you're still here. Why are you flickering? Stop flickering. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stop that. If you claimed a penny, then well done. So let me give out some rewards. The Bidding War Gold goes to now cut that out. and of course 3 pennies that goes with that, and adding to your medal cabinet. Very well done there too. Oni, first round 3, and I believe, or therefore first final, and therefore first medal. Oni 91 underscore 573. Bidding War silver. Very well played, Oni. A valiant effort. You get your silver medal for that. And of course your 2 pennies that go with it as well. Bidding War lobby, I did say I'd give it out. And the highest player, we didn't have a non-lobby game, but the highest player of the game, the highest points, went out to Elias the Panda. Panda, do you want it as... okay, what is flickering? Why are you flickering? That's really quite irritating. Panda, do you want it under Elias 5891 or Elias the Panda? I'm not sure. I think you've got both. I should probably award it under the account you've won it with, Elias 5891. Elias 5891 is the main account. Panda account is retired, fine. I knew you had 2, I was not sure which was which. So Elias 5891, Bidding War lobby, that gets you onto the medal table, Panda, and it gives you 1 bonus penny. And we must, of course, in their absence, I don't think they're here, but a rather lovely question pack there from Car the 7th. I'll give them their author bonus. And there's an underscore in Car's name, IIRC. Lovely. Well, what a very pleasant war we've had. Oh, what a lovely war. Indeed. Thank you all very much for joining me. I'm sorry it's been so weird. It feels very odd not having any music at all, even though at this point there is no music in the game. But thank you for your forbearance on me being late and also on testing stuff out. I'm glad it's smoother. And it's good to know that just not focusing on the game window will do that. Obviously, that's a problem long term because... Hello, cat. Long term because I need to focus on the game to have the Stream Deck work, which is obviously what the thing uses in order to run the game. But certainly not having it going as a slideshow is significantly better. I will also investigate that other thing where I can maybe focus on capture the game projection, the game window rather than the monitor window, the monitor display. Because that also seemed to fix the problem that I would have to make some tweaks to the layout and I'd have to drag out the console and the inspector into a separate monitor, which is fine. In fact, it might make it easier in many ways. So anyway, there we go. More things for me to look into. So coming up tonight, there's a nice casual game in Ash's Discord server of poker. It's the off season of poker, so do pop along for that. You've also got Quizzy Dan. It's not bingo. The message will say bingo, but he's not playing bingo, but he is streaming tonight at 8 o'clock BST. So if you want to go give Dan a follow, then do go and do that. Ash is here tomorrow with undisclosed stuff. Again, there's Ash's channel, Twitch channel right there, twitch.tv/80_bash. So do go here, give him a follow if you fancy doing that. Escape Room in a Box for Dan. Ah, that sounds fun. Escape Room in a Box from Quizzy Dan this evening. So do go give him a watch. Do like Quizzy Dan, big fan. He's a really nice guy. So go give him some love. And Ash as well. Ash is a great guy, salt of the earth, both of them. So go give them some love. As ever, if you want to know what's going on this channel, do come and join the Discord. And of course, if you want to write questions like Car has done here, there are rewards, penny rewards for you, and also the pleasure of seeing your own question packs. There's a number of different games, including Spotlight, which now has the question author tool available for it, which is really handy because it just requires 4 questions on a very, very niche or relatively niche subject area. So really looking forward to playing some more Spotlight. That's going to be coming in season 5, having done quite a lot of work to that. Next week I need to do Millionaire because we're supposed to be playing Millionaire on Tuesday, so I've got to do the fixes for that. So yes, on Tuesday next week we will be playing Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. Saturday this week we've got The Pyramid to Start, which is by Samster, I think. It's Samster, one of them proofed and one of them wrote. Samster and Kodo, I can't remember. I think Samster wrote, Kodo proofed. It might be the other way around though. Pretty sure that's right though. Then we've got sort of the bigger game, which is Danger Zone 2 on Saturday, which is going to be written by our friend AJ. Not a first time writer. I think AJ has done a couple, and there's certainly a few in the database, but I think it's only the second time we've seen AJ's questions. So really looking forward to seeing them. I have assurances from Samster who proved that it's a really solid pack. So looking forward to seeing that from AJ on Saturday. And then we'll be wrapping it up with our silver medalists pack of red herrings. Oni's written us a red herrings pack, and I proved that earlier in the week. There's one question in there that was outdated in the funniest possible way, which I'll say more about in due course. And I think we put a little nod to it in the questions. So you'll have to come along on Saturday to check that out. I do want to play some more Spotlight because I spent 2 days on it this week, but I'm going to abstain because it's already quite a busy stream. If we get through all of that by some miracle by 10 o'clock, I might squeeze in a game of Spotlight, but I wouldn't hold your breath. I would hang on for season 5. Other things that are coming up, like I mentioned, Millionaire next week. Season finale is on approach, would you believe? That's going to be the 31st of July is going to be the season finale. There's lots of stuff going to be happening there, so keep your eyes peeled for that. There's a Saturday coming up, the 24th of July, where I'm not here because it's my brother's stag do that day. I will probably be back by the Saturday night, and if I'm back in the sensible time, I might do something casual, but I'm not planning a stream at the moment for the 24th of July. Next week, Happy Hour is planned to be back. I'm not doing the school run next week, so things are back to normal. It's planned to be Blockbusters next week, so come along for some blockbusting action. That would be really good fun at Happy Hour next week. And because I'm feeling generous, have one more penny. Because I didn't give one out in the game, so you can have War 49 if you want a final penny. But yeah, I'm going to leave that penny running as I roll the credits. Thank you all so much for joining me. Many congratulations to Toot on winning the war, and to Panda on winning the lobby, to Carr for writing the question, for everyone with your forbearance. Always a pleasure to have a nice chill Thursday afternoon stream. More P. Yes, absolutely more P. Gotta have more P. I'm going to be back on Saturday evening, as I say, with the Pyramid, Danger Zone 2 and Red Herrings. I will probably be floating around on various channels in the interim. So until next time, thanks all very much for joining me. I just realised you can't see the camera, so that's fine. I can do peace out anyway and you can't see it. Thanks very much for joining me. Lovely to talk to you all, even though I couldn't hear you. Stay safe. Until next time, good afternoon. And congratulations to Toot, because you have won the war.